Hello everybody. It's always good to have an inquiring mind. So if you have young children and they keep asking questions, do not stop them doing this. There was a little girl in our road when I was a teenager, I think, and she used to talk all the time. She lived 2 doors away, and she used to sit on her windowsill with her legs out the window. She was under 5. And I used to be thinking she was going to fall out the window. But, you know, she was a free spirit, wasn't she? And she was always asking, why is the sky blue? Why is this? Why is that? And I didn't know why. I could have told her more, couldn't I? It's because of God. I didn't know then. And she used to say, I used to say, well, if you ask your mum or your dad, yes, they don't know. So she was an extremely inquisitive little child. Now, I hope, well, her mum and dad actually stopped answering her. They got a bit bored with it. Well, that was a bad thing to do, because they should have always said, always try and find out, because now you can, can't you? On the internet, you couldn't then. So if you've got an inquiry mind, let it wander. School tries to stop this, doesn't it? The children that look out the window, they get told to stop it, don't they? It's just people that look out the window are more creative, you know, because they're just not being brainwashed by the system, are they? So you should always let your mind wander. Now, I knew from a young child that certain things were wrong. Now, we always had the news on in our house, and when I got married, I always had the news on. But there was the time when AIDS started, they said on the news what caused it. And I now know what this feeling is. I didn't know what that feeling was then. It's like anger mixed with extreme emotion. You know it's a lie, and it's just a very strange feeling in your body. And I was like, you what? I knew what they were saying was wrong. I'm not going to even repeat it because it's disgusting, and I'm not going to, and it's just so wrong. Between a man and an animal, basically, is what they said caused it. And I knew that was wrong. It was like such a deep core feeling. I knew it was wrong. Well, years later, we know it's wrong. Well, some of you might not do, but I do. You know, you can do enough research on that now, and you can find out that what they said on the news, BBC, that would be, was wrong. Cruel, nasty, and wrong. And the same has happened with lots of other things, hasn't it? You know, look at the wars that have happened in the last, what would that be, 25 years? 25, yeah, the Iraq war I'm thinking of, what we were told that was for. Again, that seemed wrong to me. There's lots of things wrong about the whole thing that came through the TV. I've looked at videos and watched pictures of what was coming out the news, and it's just all so wrong, and it's just manipulation. So you need to stop watching the news, or only watch the news with a critical eye and hearing, and think, is that true? Are they telling the truth? What's really behind this? Because often wars are actually to do something more with like gold, oil, especially diamonds. It's to do with some sort of wealth that the person, usually the attacking people want off of another country. That's basically what a lot of wars have been, haven't they? So, you know, and that isn't the story they put out on the news, is it? They don't put out, oh, you it's always that we've got to go and stop someone doing something, isn't it? But really, it's because they want to go and stop doing that person running that country from having their own things, having their own wealth. It's always something to do with money, isn't it? So, you know, you don't believe what's that was my son texting me. Yeah, you don't believe what's on the news or anything, do we? So don't watch the news, or only watch it and have a laugh, really. Because it is a tragic comedy show, isn't it? It's like a very dark comedy, really, the news, isn't it? I thought as a child, I said to Mum and Dad, why can't they project out good news at least at the end, the last 5 minutes, put on some good news. As a child, I always wondered why the newsreaders could be reading out something actually tragic and then skip into something slightly more upbeat, you know, like, oh, this footballer just got this award after they've just said there's been mass murder in somewhere. And I could never get my head around that, apart from I was told or heard on an interview Oh, it's because they're professional. No, maybe a robot. You know, you've got to question the news. And then, I don't know if you've seen this, but there are many videos now of headlines around the whole world where the newsreaders are speaking in English, which they do in many countries on the news. And they're all saying the exact same sentence. Now, if our news was scripted by the writers in this country, the first things they say, or what they're going to say, shouldn't be exactly the same as what's on the American news, or the French news, or the German news, or the Slovakian news. It shouldn't be the same words, because it's supposed to be scripted, we're told, by the writers in that newsroom. Well, it can't be, can it? Because they are all saying exactly the same thing. This became evident through the pandemic, some things to do that, but now people are finding more things that they say that it's exactly the same. And it's very good that people put all these videos together, isn't it, to show it to you. But I talked to my brother about this, and we've decided that the whole of history is a big lie. Everything we've been told is just a big lie, isn't it, about ourselves? We're told we come from apes. I've never, ever, ever believed that either. I worked out when I was a child, standing on my street, that we weren't living on a spinning fast globe. It's just common sense. And people just kept telling me about gravity. Couldn't explain what it was, but just said that's why we stay on. Absolute rubbish. If you spin a ball really fast and put a penny on the top, it'll fall off, won't it? It just can't work. So, you know, you've got to question everything in your life. Not in your life, but in what you see outside that comes through that TV. Music is especially brainwashing and damaging. I don't listen to any mainstream music anymore. I only listen to Christian music, so the only thing going in my head is something actually pleasant to listen to, good to listen to, you know, about Jesus, God, how wonderful, you know, what he's done for us, his faithfulness to us. It's just nice words. And that is not corrupting my brain in some way, is it? But mainstream music, actually, when you distance yourself from it, when you hear it, you realise how easily it can get into your head, which means it was getting into your head far too much before, wasn't it? And so now it still sometimes repeats in my head if I hear a song in a shop, anywhere. And I just stop that by singing one of my, you know, off my CD in my car, playing that loud. And then I repeat that while I'm driving in my head, and then I get rid of the other one in my head. Because our minds are easily, well, they're very powerful, but they can easily be hypnotised through music and other things, can't they? So you've just got to be careful every day. Put on your armour of God. Be wary of what you watch. Be wary of what you listen to. Start listening to music and then realise, especially if it is a new song, maybe purposely listen to a new song that you don't know, and then see if you find yourself humming that, singing that. Is that song going round and round in your head, and you realise you've been brainwashed by that song? So that will show you to listen to only happy songs, but listen to them first. See if they've got any wrong words in there that could be, you know, making you feel a certain way in a wrong way. It's right if it's about you being happy, but or just listen to Christian music. You know, it's just easy. Well, thank you all for listening. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.